Hello everyone, my name is Jason Parker and welcome back to this channel about magic. And by the way, if you feel like helping to support this channel, please consider checking out my Patreon link below. In today's reaction video, we are going to take a look at Dania Diaz from Venezuela. As you may well know, I've reacted to her twice before already. I'll put a link to one of those up above and possibly the other one also. At any rate, she's been on Spain's Got Talent, she's been on America's Got Talent, and now she is on Fool Us. I actually found out a little bit ahead of time that she's going to be on Fool Us and that it'll be some kind of new act, so I'm excited to see what that could be. This is not going to be a repeat from America's Got Talent. And in addition, I contacted Dania and she's agreed to do a mini interview with us at the end of this reaction video. So make sure to stay tuned because that's coming later. That being said, I'm excited to see what magic she's got to share with us. Let's go ahead and jump into the reaction.
I grew up in Venezuela, in a small town with just one magician. I became his assistant, but he wouldn't teach me any magic, so I had to learn on my own. For 3 years, I studied his every move, from the side, from the back, and finally I knew I can do that.
And I started doing my own shows and gaining confidence.
But in some parts of Latin America, it is difficult to make a living doing magic.
I remember saying to my family that if I leave, I will be able to help you better.
I saved what little I made and bought a ticket to Spain.
And now, it finally feels like my career is taking off.
But I never forget, my family is still in Venezuela, and we have a bond that cannot be broken.
Believe me when I say, love ties us together. You will see.
That's really interesting that she got her start as a magician's assistant and was kind of observing what he's doing since he wasn't teaching her. I wonder if now they're friends and have some kind of like mentor relationship, or if he was always just closed off and not sharing any of his secrets. And they are bitter enemies to this day. We'll have to ask her in the interview. Remind me to ask her in the interview. If I forget to ask her, that will be very embarrassing. Another thing I noticed, I was recently rewatching my own reaction videos because I reacted to her about a year ago and I wanted to remember everything fresh. And in her intro for one of the AGT videos, she did one of the same moves where it was like 2 cards and a card in the middle spinning as she blew on it. And I just wanted to say, I think that's really cool. Smash like if you thought it was cool too. If you didn't think it was cool, just click subscribe. On a more serious note, that's really amazing how she said that when she left Venezuela, she's saying, I can actually help support you guys better if I leave. In this sense, she's kind of like a warrior or a champion for her family, you know, going out there, taking a chance, making something happen. So I have to admire her bravery in that regard. And without further ado,
let's take a trip to Spain and enjoy the magic of Dania Diaz.
Hello, Las Vegas. I believe every person has a soulmate. That one person out of millions and millions of humans in the whole world who, the moment you lock eyes with them, makes your heart beat faster. That one person who fills you with wonder and desire. One eternal love with which you find that deep and unforgettable connection. But how do you know for sure that you have found that person? There's a legend that says that all of us are born with a red thread tied to our finger. And on the other end of this thread, you will find your true and only soulmate. Tonight, I would love to put this legend to the test. So I have the help of a couple that they feel they are true life partners. Hi, welcome. Please take a seat. Thanks for participating. What's your name?
Cynthia.
Cynthia. And yours?
Iñaki.
Iñaki. Cynthia and Iñaki. Are you in love?
Yes.
Oh. And how long have you been together?
For a year.
For a year now. Interesting. Now we will see if you are truly soulmates or if you should actually be with someone else.
Okay.
I can sense you getting a little nervous. Please relax. Coming out of this box are many threads, but only one of them connects from one side to the other. And this, my friends, is the red thread of destiny. The rest of the threads do not connect. So if you were to take this one and do this one, this will mean that you're not meant to be together. Now, Cynthia, I want you to close your eyes, let your mind go blank, and when I say so, you will open your eyes and you will pick a thread. Not just any thread, you will pick the one you feel belongs to you. Open your eyes. Please pick a thread. That one. Are you sure?
Yes.
You have chosen, or perhaps it has chosen you. Lift your hand all tight to your finger, just like that. Perfect. Now, your turn. The pressure, right? I know. Please close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Now open your eyes and choose the thread that calls to you. That one?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I'll tie it to your finger, as the legend says so, but also to keep you from running from the stage.
That would be funny if when they open the box, they find that that red thread is tied to Dania's hand. Oh! She just steals that girl's boyfriend right in front of her. Second thought, since that probably counts as my first thought. Do you believe in a soulmate? Do you think that's a real thing? Have you met your soulmate? Leave a comment below. One soul for my mate, or many mates for my... Fourth thing. Have you ever heard of the red string of destiny, or whatever she called it? I'm curious if that's a real thing, or if that's something she created for her performance. Either way, I like the idea. It's a cool visualization to imagine you have a red, like invisible string. We can only assume it's red if it's invisible, right? Going off and connected to your soulmate somewhere. I like this presentation. Let's see where it's going.
Perfect. Now, the legend says that the red thread of destiny can be worn down, can be tangled, can be weakened. But if you are true soulmates, what it will never ever do is break. Cynthia, Iñaki, do you believe in soulmates?
Yes.
Yes.
I think everyone is starting to believe.
That's so nice.
Dania Diaz!
Hello!
That was so wonderful.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
Yes.
Well, there. I mean, here. You know.
Virtually here. And that couple had no idea what the trick was, correct?
They had no idea. No. It was a surprise.
I've never seen a trick like this before.
Oh, well, it's like an original idea. In my country, in weddings, the wedding cake, you bake it with a lot of strings coming out of them. But only one of those strings has a ring. So all the single ladies in the wedding pull out the string, and the one that gets the ring is the one that's going to get married. So I got inspired by that.
That's so cool. What would it mean if you fooled these guys?
Wow, I mean, I've never imagined that, not even in my wildest dreams.
Oh, I think maybe the boys are ready.
Oh my God, I'm so nervous.
Let's see if Penn and Teller have been able to unravel the mysteries of your trick.
All right, before we hear from Penn and Teller, I'll just give you my thoughts real quick. First off, a very cool performance. I like the whole concept. It's magical, it's romantic, it leaves you with a happy feeling. Second off, the magic itself. Well, that's really fooling. I think I might have some idea how it's accomplished, but it's only a guess. I'm not 100% sure. Let me see if I can say this in code words. While it's true that all roads lead to Rome, and life is a journey, not a destination, fear is the mind killer. Any way you slice it, we are not slaves to our destiny. We can make our own fate. Whew. I think that's the best kind of code talk I was able to come up with. I really don't want to step into exposure or something, so I just want to kind of talk around the magic, assuming that I'm even correct at all. Well, hello there. This is Jason from the future. I just finished interviewing Dania Diaz, and I came back to the present time because I have something important to share with you. We finished up with the interview and I said, hey, do you mind if I throw out my idea for the method of your trick? She said, sure. I spilled out my idea and she said, that's totally wrong. I'm paraphrasing. She said it in a nicer way. But yeah, I can kind of explain to you what I meant by my code talk now that we know my idea was invalid. So when I was saying all roads lead to Rome, what I was implying is that all the ropes were connected at the beginning, and that when they were being removed out, I said, cut to the chase or something like cut. I was thinking that the way she pulled them out of the box, it was actually severing many of them so they became disconnected. So here I am, explaining to you my code talk because we know that my guess was completely wrong. And in fact, Dania had a great question for me. She says, well, even if we did do it like that, where simply the last rope chosen was not severed, how would it have worked out that both spectators had selected the same rope? And when she said that, my mind kind of imploded and I realized she had completely and utterly fooled me. Anyways, I gotta go back to the future now, so I just wanted to share that little tidbit with you after having done the interview. Second thing, I like when they showed Penn and Teller talking and you see Teller going like this. And that's about the closest we'll get to seeing Teller talk. Something about threads. Anyway, that's really cool that she created this effect herself. A lot of magicians, myself included, perform effects that have been around for many years, classics of magic. But it's so cool that she was inspired by this wedding cake thing with a ring and then she created her own magic. Super cool. Let's hear what Penn and Teller have got to say.
Well, you know, Dania, boy, that was good. That was really good.
Thank you.
And whether you fooled us or not, and we don't know yet, we don't know ourselves, but whether you fooled us or not, coming up with a plot of a trick, you know, a lot of times people at home will think, well, it's figuring out how to do the trick that's the hard part, and that is. But also figuring out what trick you want to do is really hard. And the idea of a match and being able to test that is a beautiful, wonderful, sweet, and most important, very, very clear idea. Now, Teller and I, to try to figure out how you did this, we have sketches all over our notebooks of how you could take 4 or 5 different strands and have them woven together in the middle, and then you pull it out, and then that one comes undone. And we finally figured that we couldn't figure out how to do that. So we had another idea. And I'm going to have to trust you, because you're in Spain now, right? So it's wicked easy to lie. It's wicked easy to lie to us, because you can get a trophy right now just by lying to us. But I'm hoping you're going to tell me the truth. Will you tell me the truth on this?
I will be very honest.
You had a table in front of you that was draped to the floor. Do you have a little, presumably Spanish person hiding in that table that's weaving together the ropes?
No.
Then you, my newest friend, have fooled us. And there's the trophy coming down that you can't see. Amazing trick. Amazing trick, Dania.
Sorry you couldn't be here to hold it in person, but Penn and Teller will keep your trophy cozy until you can get here.
Stay safe.
thank you.
What a wonderful trick, Dania. We love you.
Thank you so much.
Dania Diaz!
Alrighty, now I'm gonna go ahead and give you my concluding thoughts. Yeah, actually, at the beginning, I was a little suspicious that the table was draped and covered, like there could be something under there, but I forgot to say anything about that. So I'm glad that Penn did, and has successfully eliminated the option of a small person being inside of there. By the way, I fully expected Dania to be doing some kind of card magic, because we've seen before on her previous performances, America's Got Talent, that she's very good with playing cards. So I think it's really nice, and it's really cool to see someone who's so talented in one area just take a risk and do something completely different. In this case, going into a whole different class of magic. Instead of close-up sleight of hand with cards, it's apparatus magic. And clearly the risk paid off since she got the Fool Us trophy. So very cool to see some variety from Dania, to see her creativity. I really enjoyed the performance and the magic all together. What about you? What did you think? Leave a comment below. I'm happy to read your comments. And now, it's time to invite Dania Diaz herself. Welcome, how are you?
Hi, I'm so good. Thank you for inviting me to your magical space.
And congratulations on winning the Fool Us trophy.
Thank you so much. It's such an honor and a dream come true to be able to perform for Penn and Teller.
Yeah, and any estimate on when they will ship that trophy out to you?
I have no idea. I'm still waiting.
Yeah. I remember seeing that you had left Venezuela and now you're living in Spain, you know, so I also had left my home in the USA and now I'm in Ukraine. We left for different reasons, but I wanted to ask you, how long have you been in Spain, and what's surprised you the most about living there that you didn't expect?
Yeah, well, Spain is the third country I moved to First, I went to Colombia. I lived there for 6 months. Then I went to Panama. I lived there for 2 years. And then I came to Spain, where I found more opportunities. You know, it's like the capital of magic in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
There are many, many, many magicians, many great magicians. Juan Tamariz, the master of card magic. Jorge Blas, it's Jandro also, Dania Diaz, many magicians, and now I consider friends, you know, and it's a privilege.
That is so cool. And I'm assuming that factored into your decision to go there.
Yes, of course. I mean, when I said I'm going to Spain to try to make a living doing magic, I was very scared, you know, many competition here, too many magicians. But I don't know, something inside me said, you got this, you can do this. And when I came here, many, as I said, many opportunities showed up, like this show and other TV shows that were like a window for me of exposure to my magic. I'm very happy.
So cool. And in your intro on Fool Us, that like intro reel, I saw you once again doing this move where you have two cards and there's another card in the middle and you're blowing and it's spinning. And I was just curious, how does that work?
That's a flourish that I learned many years ago when I was in Venezuela. When the first time I saw that move, I said, I have to learn this. And I was like, until 5 a.m. in the morning practicing, my fingers were numb like this. I couldn't. It was a very difficult move for me to learn. It's from a Spanish magician called Miquel Roman. He's also a flourisher, and it's called the Roman cut. Anyone can do it. The tutorial, I think, is still in YouTube. I learned it from here, big school of flourishing. And yeah, it's one of my favorite flourishing in card magic.
Wow. I thought for sure you were going to say, Jason, that's just strings. They set it up for the intro. I wasn't really doing that. And then you're like, oh no, I'm actually doing that.
Yeah, it's really good. I mean, people are always amazed when I do those kind of things. Not always work. Sometimes the card falls, okay?
Yeah, that's the risk you take. Oh, also in your intro, there was another moment I commented on and I said, I have to remember to ask you this in the interview. And that was, you said when you started in magic, you were the assistant for this other magician, but he wouldn't show you the secrets. So you were kind of like observing and learning. And I'm thinking like now, do you still, I could imagine two outcomes. You still talk with him and your friends, or he never shared magic with you and you're kind of like, not so much friends. And I'm curious, how did it end up?
Yeah, I mean, when we started working together, I have to say I loved magic since I was 10 years old, that I saw a magician on TV and I started doing very simple tricks. So when I met this magician, I met him at a party where he performed, and I was working also, but as an entertainer for the kids. I didn't do magic, just, games. And when I saw him, I was 18 years old and I was like, oh my God, I love magic. And he was the only magician in my town. It's a very small town. It was the first time I met a magician so close. And I was like, I had to tell him, I'm so excited, I love magic. And he said, oh, I'm looking for an assistant. And I said, I'm the person you're looking for. So we started working. We made a very good relationship. We had a lot of chemistry in the stage. It was like perfect match for magic. So yes, when he saw I started getting interested in learning how to do everything, he was like very, maybe not yet, maybe in a couple of months or years, I don't know. So and I understand, because he was the only magician and he traveled 8 hours to another city to learn magic for many years. So, he was very reserved. But in time, like past 1 year, 2 years working with him, he started opening and he said, well, I'm going to teach you one thing with cards. But at that point, I already had internet,
Yeah.
And I already have met many magicians that also teach me things. And by watching this magician I work for, I learned a lot. I remember watching him from the back in a close-up show. And I was like, what? Seeing the same trick many times, and also being interested in magic, you start noticing things, no? So when I got to my home, I started practicing with my cards and trying to do the same as he did. So I started buying books and DVDs and practicing in my room, without him knowing. Because I was scared. He knew.
So that was pretty accurate. That wasn't just a story for the show. It's like real. Yeah.
No. It happened. Many things happened. And then I said to him, look, a friend of mine wants me to do a show for her daughter, in her party. And I said, yes. And he said, well, if you want to do shows on your own, we cannot work together anymore. And I was like, heartbroken. And I said, no, it's okay. I'll just do this one, and I won't do any more shows. I want to keep working with you because we have a good relationship. Mm-hmm. So I did that show, and everything changed. and I wanted to keep doing shows. Something in me like poof. Yeah. And it came a point, 3 years working with him, where I said, I don't want to be the assistant. The magic is my passion. Thank you for opening the doors of this magic world. But now I want to be the magician. He was devastated. He was really sad, and we stopped talking for a while. Yeah. And then we met again in Panama. He also lived in Panama when I was there. So destiny. And he apologized to me, and he said, I'm sorry I didn't teach you magic, you deserved it. And now we have a relationship, like we can talk. And I told him, you are going to be Don't Fool Us. Your picture is going to be there. And he says, wow, that's amazing, congratulations. So yeah, we still talk, but it was like.
And he's like, now I will finally teach you the crisscross force. You have earned it.
Can you imagine? Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Well, that's really a crazy story, and thanks for sharing that. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
So, I would like to ask you. I like this question because I think it's more kind of open-ended and gives you like a option of how you want to answer. What is anything about yourself that you think maybe most people don't know?
Interesting. So there's something that I always tell people I know that they always get surprised, is that I love rap music. And I love writing rap music, and I love rapping.
And you're going to debut your first track here on this channel?
No.
No. Yeah, that is surprising. I didn't expect that.
But also, because I love, rap tells a story, and I love telling stories, and I love writing poetry and stuff like that. So
yeah, that really comes across in your magic, that you enjoy telling stories, and you do it really well. It's very enjoyable and intriguing to watch.
Thank you.
And one question I like to ask people if I have a chance to meet someone very successful like yourself is, do you have any general life tips or advice to share for other people for like generally succeeding or getting ahead in life?
I actually have a show where I said my 4 favorite words for, achieving your dreams, and are 4 like magical words that have worked for me. And one of them is passion. Passion is what moves you to do things. Perseverance, patience, because not everything comes from one day to the other. And the last word, my favorite, is people. People that surrounds you. That it's very important to surround yourself with people who manage to, push yourself and tells you that you're good and you can achieve things, positive people around you. So I think those 4 things are very important in achieving your dreams. That's what have worked for me.
Okay, very cool. All right, Dania, thank you so much for answering these questions. And before you go, I thought it might be fun if you want to interpret an Aesop's fable with me. What do you think?
I would love it.
Okay, cool. Let's try this. I'll pick a short one. I usually do them pretty randomly. There we go. This is a short one. It's called The Charcoal Burner and the Fuller, Chapter 5. I don't know what a fuller is, so that could be a problem. This is Old English. It's going to be a problem for both of us. Let's see if we can figure out what a fuller is in the context of the story.
I'm a fuller. I don't know. It's not that. Okay.
It's spelled like I'm full, like I ate and I'm full, but I'm a fuller.
Yeah. Wow, someone who ate too much.
Yeah. So this is chapter 5 for those of you guys following along at home. All right. There was once a charcoal burner who lived and worked by himself. A fuller, however, happened to come and settle in the same neighborhood. And the charcoal burner, having made his acquaintance and finding he was an agreeable sort of fellow, asked him if he would come and share his house. I guess like be roommates. We shall get to know one another better that way, he said. And besides, our household expenses will be diminished. The fuller thanked him, but replied, I couldn't think of it, sir. Why, everything I take such pains to whiten would be blackened in no time by your charcoal. So I feel like I need to Google what is a fuller real quick. This will make more sense. A fuller or fullers may refer to a worker who cleanses wool through the process of fulling. So basically you got this charcoal burner who's burning coal and making things black. And you have this dude who cleans things to make them white. And he's saying that they can't live together because everything he cleans will be blackened in no time by your charcoal.
Huh.
Yeah. So
I'll let you say the first.
No, ladies first. Because I don't know what it means. So, let me think.
It's better to leave alone. No. Well, no, I don't know. It's something about tolerance. I don't getting along with finding a way to get along with people that are different than you or don't think the same as you do.
I like your immediate responses to go extremely positive about it, like very optimistic, which I think is what I have observed. You seem like a very optimistic, happy person naturally. And
I am.
That's super cool, by the way. I was going to go the opposite way. I was going to say, like, you need to realize when you have incompatibilities and when you shouldn't be, together with this person.
Well, that's accurate also. It depends on how you see it. I mean, you're not going to be with someone who hurts you all the time, but yeah. I don't think this is the case.
It's like the frog and the scorpion. Can they live together? Okay, let's see. Is there any other things we can pull out of that? I usually sit here in kind of silence for a while thinking and then chop that out.
You can imagine my brain going like, I have to translate everything I know. I found a meaning in Spanish and then in English.
Yeah, so the guy pops into his neighborhood. He's a new guy there. The charcoal burner gets all excited and is like, hey, you want to live with me? We can share the expenses. Think of the savings. And then he's like, no, it's not going to work. We're not compatible. I guess you could say some people see the glass half full and some people see the glass half empty. The charcoal burner was all excited. He wanted to like live together and be buddies. And the other guy was like, just seeing only how it's not going to work. So you get to choose. Oh my God,
that's crazy. Yeah.
You like that?
Yeah, because something I can, how do you say, something I can relate to right now.
In this moment.
In my life right now, I can relate to that because I think I'm the charcoal.
Yeah. And is that optimism a choice or is that just natural? Like, do you have to choose being optimistic?
I think it's natural. I mean, I've gone through many things, bad and good things, but all of them have led me to a very good position, So the bad things made me grow. The good things are amazing, but the bad things are the ones that have made me be who I am. So I always try to see the positive side. Of course, sometimes I'm like not so positive, but I try.
Very cool. And well, thank you so much for being here. And it was a joy to watch you perform. And I wish you much success.
Thank you so much, Parker, Jason. I'm calling you as your last name. Thank you so much, Jason, for having me in your magical space. And we'll be glad to come back again.
And make sure to check out Dania's Instagram, which I will put a link in the description below. you want to see the magic she's doing on there, you want to check out what she's up to, you know what to do. Okay, that being said, thanks again, Dania, and I guess we'll just say goodbye now. So, you ready?
Yeah. Yes.